Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. I am in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So today's topic is a hypothetical topic. Hi. It is like we want, the topic is making Cape Town City a colored fork start. So a colored, thanks for the likes, a colored homeland. Okay, so is anybody here from, hi, I can see, is anyone here from Johannesburg or Cape Town, especially because we're talking about your city? I see people from Pretoria. Okay, area us there in Pretoria. Lodium is officially that area which they only color. Yeah, no, but when the kind of area I'm talking about is not that's only coloreds living there. Because Lodium, although there's only coloreds living there, any other race can go and live there. If blacks want to live there, whites want to live there, anyone can live there. It's just that they don't want to. But I'm talking about, yes, Cape Town folk start discussion. Yes, AI. I'm talking about if we take, let's say, one area in Cape Town City, and we decide to make the city a Cape Colored and Cape Malay homeland. Hello. Which would mean everything there, only Cape Malays and Cape Coloreds can run, can live there and buy land there, and no other race. It's exclusively Colored and Cape Malay. No other race can live there, buy property there, or work there. So basically we are racially discriminating. We're not allowing other people. They can come visit, come and buy things there, drink tea, hang out, stay in our hotels, but they can only stay in our area for a certain time, and then they have to leave. Please clarify better what topic you want to talk about. I thought that's what I was doing. Okay, let me start again. Hypothetically, okay, this is not like it's going to happen, so please don't go and call the police or whatever, okay? Hypothetically speaking, what would happen and what would it look like if Cape Malays and Cape Coloreds decided to make a Cape Malay and Colored homeland in Cape Town City? That's what I want to talk about, okay? And for those who don't know what a folk start is, in English it's called homeland. And so my idea is, let's say we take any city, any part of Cape Town City, okay? Will one area be enough for a growing generation for coloreds, and who defend this area? It's risky. Right, that's very good, that point. Yeah. No, we might start with one area and then we expand, right? Because we will grow. And of course, who will defend the area? That's why we would have to have our own military force. Okay, we would have to get our own military force. Okay, and I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be just South Africans. We could get from, like in Singapore, they also have the Gurkhas from Nepal who is in there. In the defense force, I think. I might be wrong, and then it's problems. But I think, and I can't Google now because where's my other phone? I might Google that later. But I mean, yeah, we would have to have like a military for protection, okay? But that, you see, I want that kind of conversation, like toxicated religion brought up. I like that. Yeah, we're just hypothetically speaking. So I was already identifying a few areas that we could take as our homeland. So the waterfront area plus the Kaap. Okay, because they kind of like attached, right? And then also the part of the Cape Town City Central. Okay, and then Woodstock, that area. So that's like the main areas of Cape Town. Mentioning defense, who will fund the defense system due to the corruption in this? No, because it's our, we would have to fund it. The Cape Malays and the Cape Coloreds would have to fund it. So we would have to have our own, okay, we just example. let's say we take someone like Gayton Mackenzie. I'm not saying it's going to him. I'm just giving an example. We have to have our own like government. So we like a state inside a state. I don't know if you've heard of Orania, because the white people are doing that. There's already such a place in the Northern Cape. It's called Orania, where the white people have the Afrikaners. They have this big land, and then they have this whole town. And in the town, they have shops and schools and hospitals, like a town would have, and people are living there, and they have farm and everything. And then they also have their own like defense force, and then they have their own like kind of government, and they have their own, it's not really currency, it's a currency, but it's kind of like a voucher system. So something like that, except we do it in Cape Town. And you see, like the white people, there's this exclusive for Afrikaners and white people. So we want to do the same thing, because I mean, if they can do it, right, then we can also do it. And then the blacks, if they want to, they can also do it somewhere else, like maybe Sandton, since most of Sandton is owned by black people. The properties are owned by black, very rich black people. You know what I'm saying? And like I again said, thanks for the likes. This is only hypothetically speaking. I don't say it's going to happen. I'm just saying let's imagine if we had the same right as the white people in South Africa to do that. Because thank you, because they have the right to do that. So I mean, why can't we have the right to do that if we get the funding, right? Let's say we can get funding from somewhere, and I think when you involve Cape Malays, because they are Muslim, we can get funding. Again, this is just me making up story. We could get funding maybe from Islamic states outside of South Africa that want to support, because yes, it's definitely divide and conquer strategy. It's exactly, that's why I say, this is what we're going to do now. We're going to divide our country like Orania did. Because that's what the white people are doing. They're dividing our country. So I'm saying, if they do it, let's imagine we can also do it, okay? So that people can see how bad it would be if everybody has the right to do it. That's the point I'm trying to make here. You'll understand? Because the white people, the Afrikaners, they don't see what they are doing is wrong. And worse, our government, the ANC, is doing nothing about it. It's unconstitutional. What they're doing is against our constitution, because it's racial discrimination. It's not safe. I mean, you cannot divide the country, but they're doing that. And the ANC is pretending they're not seeing it, because, I don't know, maybe someone is paying the ANC to close one eye. I don't know. I'm just saying. So I want to show people what it would look like if everybody started doing this. Okay, so here in this conversation, we now going to pretend that because they did it, we also want to do it. So like example, so now I'm saying Cape Malays and Cape Coloureds we combine, because in Cape Town, we are the biggest demographic, right? Okay, I understand what you say, but will more Coloureds take action? More important, the youth action. Yes, they would. Okay, but again, what I'm saying is, it's not going to happen. It's just hypothetical, okay? I mean, who knows? It might happen. If the government allows a place like Orania to continue, I'm sure down the line it will happen, because everyone else would be like, oh, if they can do it, why can't we do it? Okay, and given that the colored community is the biggest demographic in Cape Town, right? Cape Town city. So now, like I said, now we're going to do this. We've already mapped out which areas we want, right? So now we've got our areas. And like I say, because we have the Cape Malays who are Muslims, they for sure will get a lot of backing from other Muslim states. A lot of funding. And you know, other Muslim countries in the world are very rich. Saudi Arabia, Iran, all that. So they might give money, because the thing can be, the philosophy of and the ideology of the whole concept of starting the city is, like on the Muslim side, is to protect Islam, because it's in a Christian country. So to protect the religion of Islam, and to protect the Muslim people, and to what is the other word? Okay, so it's all about Islam and all that, you know, to keep the traditions. And then the Cape Malays, they also have their own culture and stuff to protect their culture. And you know, Cape Malaysia all have your own little language, your own little slang thing or little language there. Keep that language going. Maybe you want to develop it further into a new language. And then also because you have to speak Arabic because you are Muslim. So then you want your schools to now implement Arabic. And then, you know, you want to really adapt and adopt the Muslim religion. So, you know, the women will be modestly dressed as Muslim women should, you know. So you have this whole thing going. And then the Christians the colored who are Christians on the other hand, they just go about what they normally do. They don't interfere with the Muslims, but they live together because they have made a decision, okay, to do this together. Okay, and then we have our own defense force to protect us. And everybody who comes to visit our town, they must adhere. So if they're going into the Muslim sections, the women must cover themselves. They must be respectful, blah, 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 blah. You know, when the azan goes off, you know, quiet. Friday is the holy day, etc. And then those who come into the Christian area, they must abide by the Christian rules. So then like in the Muslim part, you know, there'll be like no alcohol, or, you know, like it should be. And then if they want, it's on the colored side. But it's colored. When I say colored, I mean Cape Malays as well, okay? It's colored's only area. We are practicing racial discrimination openly, which is against our constitution. But I mean, if Orania can do it, then we can also, right? Okay, let me see what everybody's saying. I should happen, coloreds and blacks are judged by their skin and not to occupy. Yes. Yeah, so we are doing the same as they're doing, but we're doing it for our people. And then maybe the blacks will want to do for their people. So they will have to come up with some story. They'll probably do it in tribal, like the Pedis will have something, the Zulus, the Xhosas, okay? Okay, I see a message. Someone wants to come in. Let me just first see what everybody's saying here. Cape Town Volksdag discussion. Great idea. Islam must fund Christian. Well, if they can and if they want to. But only colored, okay? We're not, no other races. We are discriminating. We're going to be like that. We don't, you know, only coloreds, which means Cape Malay and Christian coloreds. Only they can stay there, work there, buy property there, run things there. Okay, right. I think someone wanted to, let me just check if someone wanted to be invited. Nope. Oh. So if there's anybody who wants to maybe come in the box, remember this is just hypothetical, okay? Hi. It's not like it's going to happen. Like I said, don't go run to the police and say, oh, Celeste is trying to overthrow the government or trying to set up an independent Volksstaat in Cape Town. No, nothing of that. It's just an exercise. And like I said, it's an exercise to show that if a place like Orania is allowed to continue, it is setting a precedent for other races and other cultures to do the same thing, right? Because, I mean, why not? If they have the right, why can't we have the right, right? I mean, it should be fair, isn't it? And then we just go back to like during apartheid days, because apartheid days was like that. Everybody, although that was just, it was like, it was called the Group Areas Act. I'm sure some of you are old enough to remember. So, you know, only coloreds can live there, only blacks can live there, only, it was like, so we're going back to that, because since they think it's okay. Yeah, true, yeah, because, I mean, why not? So what is the requirements if one wishes to be considered as a colored person? Okay, right, so colored, you have to be of Dutch, Khoi, or San. Well, Dutch, Khoi, and San, you know, those three definitely, because that's where coloreds originate from. And then after that, it doesn't matter what other mixtures you are, because if you Cape Malay, for sure you will have Malayan and you might have Indian. If you like me, you have other things. Okay, because Christians will have something else, but definitely the Cape Malays will have the Javanese Malayan thing. Malaya, now it's Malaysia and Indonesia, but those days was Java and Malaya. You have to have those genes. Okay, But we will also know because we all have, we still get racially classified, so we will know, okay? And of course, for Cape Malay, you have to be Muslim. If you want that extra benefits, because like, let's say for the Cape Malays, they'll have like, although we all together, but the Cape Malays will have like an area and we'll have our area, but we are together in this one folk start. Just an exercise, not saying it's going to happen. But I like that question about the military. Yes, of course, we have to have a military. And maybe for to stay in the town, you would have to have like a passport, so that when you come, because we'll have like borders, right? And then we'll have checkpoints at the border. Which, of course, you can come, because the way, like I said, the areas, because if it's Waterfront, Kaap, City Center, and Woodstock, you can come from many areas, right? So we would have like border posts. And like for us, if we go in, we just show our ID, whatever, to show we are residents or we are Volksstaat citizens. And then other people who don't live there, they have to like maybe show their ID, and then we have to sign them in, and we must make sure they leave. Okay, like maybe we say visitors can only come in, or if they come in, they can only overnight, maximum 2 nights. And then if they come, like if let's say if they come and they're actually going to stay in the hotels there, then they must already apply before, and then when they come to the border, it must show there the 2 nights that they're there. Of course, if it's business conference, then it's a business conference, maybe it's 10 days, but just saying, you know what I mean? Like it must be, so it's like a visa. I mean, why not, right? We're going to go big. Does anyone have anything else to say? I know it sounds ridiculous, but I mean, I think Orania is ridiculous because it's illegal. It's illegal to racially discriminate in South Africa, but I mean, if they can do it, why can't we do it? This is the point I'm trying to make, to show if everybody decided to do this. If anyone wants to be a guest, just you can ask me and I will add you if you want to talk to me in the box. Then what will happen to other coloreds who stay outside Western Cape? No, they can move from where they are. Like if they're living in Joburg, they can move. Like I'm from Joburg. If I wanted to stay there, I can move there. It's like a choice. Any colored person can stay there. They can become like a citizen of that Volksstaat. They can if they want to, but also if you don't want to, you don't have to. You know what I mean? If they want to go, they can stay there. If they don't want to, they don't have to. But they have the right. But any other race, no, they don't. They cannot. We'll say no. And we can also have rules like they have in Orania. Like in order to live there, we need to screen you. Like see. Like definitely, we don't want people that have. Well, I think you can have a criminal record, but we must see what kind of record you have. If it's just maybe you stole bread or like something small like that, then fine. But if it's like murder or drug trafficking or one of those big things, carjacking and all that, then of course you're not allowed to stay there. So we can have those kind of rules. And then if we don't have enough workers, because that area is very big, especially the city. Because you remember we said we only want our race to work there. Then what we can do is, even those people who don't want to live there, but other coloreds who don't live in that area, maybe they live somewhere else, they can work there, but they have to be colored in Cape Malay. Because maybe they don't want to live like in Woodstock or near the waterfront or that. No, maybe they want to live in Cape Flats or they want to live in Constantia or whatever. It doesn't matter, they can live there, but to work, only they can work there. Do you all get what I mean? How many people are left? Only 4. Yeah, today will be a short one, maybe only 25 more minutes. Because I just want to see what people think. Do you think, like example, do you think if the Afrikaners are allowed to have like Orania, do you think it's also just fair that everybody else then also should have the right to have such a place? And do you think that it is not good because it divides the nation? It should not be allowed. Well, it should not be allowed because it's illegal, but I'm just saying. What do you think? Hi, hello, still new people joining. Cultural independence discussion, yes. So in case you don't know what we're talking about the hypothetical event that maybe Cape Coloureds and Cape Malays decide that they want to have their own homeland in Cape Town. We're talking about how it would work. Who would be allowed to live, work, and have business there? We're talking about that. And it's a cultural independence discussion. And we could say it's, we could, because we're not going to say, oh no, it's only coloureds can live here, but we can say it must be people who are, like we said, you must Khoisan. I mean, we can do however we want. Hi, hello. I don't speak, I only speak English and Afrikaans and Portuguese and some Russian and German and Dutch, so I don't understand any other African language, sorry. But hi. Hi, new people. Yeah, so for the new people, so far what we discussed is that if we have this folk start, we might take Waterfront, Kaap, some of the Cape Town, the Central, and then Woodstock. That's our land and only for our people with our culture. Anyone can visit, but only our people can own land there, can own houses, business, and can work there. Yes, colored community, which of course Cape Malays are also colored. So when I say colored, I just mean everybody, okay? I mean Cape Malays and coloreds, yeah. We start our own, and please remember this is hypothetical, okay? I'm not saying we are going to do it, I'm just saying, okay? Yeah, well, someone has to speak the truth, right? Because if everybody's just keeping quiet, then it's just going to go on. And the next thing, our country is going to be divided. Because like I say, if the whites, the Afrikaners are allowed to do it, which we all know it's illegal because racial discrimination is in our constitution. It says it's not allowed. So if they're allowed to do it, so then maybe we will also do it. Next thing, the Pedis will do it, the Tswanas will do it, the Zulu, and then our country is completely divided. And then it's back to apartheid because we are all living separately. Because although we're governing within our own little towns, we will still have, like Pretoria, no one can take because that's where our parliament is, right? And that area in Cape Town where the other section of our government is. So those will stay the whole South African government, but everything else we will divide into whoever. Yeah, I'm also Afrikaans and I'm colored. Most colored people are Afrikaans. Even my culture is Afrikaner culture. The only thing is I'm not from the NG Kerk, or I'm not a Calvinist or Protestant. That's the only difference between me and the Burkis. I think they want to Palestine as, of course, that is the strategy. If you look on my my feed, one of my videos is actually just it's just text, it's just writing, and it's about how they are planning to start an ethno state. Okay, there's a message here. Let me see. Does someone want to be invited or what? Glenn Boyson. Let me see if you want to come in. Are you asking to come in, Mr. Glenn Boyson? The Zulus, Vendas, and what's that word? I can't see. Have the homelands. No, they don't. No, they don't. Nope. Anyone can live where the Xhosas are living and work, and everyone can live where the Zulus and the Venda. Anybody can live there. It's not exclusive. Who's they do? Can I live in I know I can live in Zululand. Yeah, it's propaganda. Please tell him, of course you can live there. I've got friends who are not Zulu and they live in Zululand. Yeah, people just talk. No, the king of the Zulus control. Oh, don't start with this. If you start talking nonsense, I'm gonna have to mute you, because don't put that's not right. Yes, you have to get permission, but you can stay there. Permission is one thing. Orania, there's no such thing as permission. If you are not Afrikaner, if you're not white, you cannot stay there. Finish. There's nothing of asking permission, nothing. It's very different. So let's not talk about that. Asking for permission is different. Anywhere where you stay, you must ask for permission. If it's a gated community, you have to ask permission. You cannot just go in there. Even an apartment. Anything that's a shared block, you have to ask permission. But Orania, there's no permission. It's just you can only be of that specific culture and ethnicity. Then only you can stay there. I'm talking about anything, whether it's Orania or Zululand Venda. I'm talking about whether it's Cape Town. I'm talking about everything. But what I am saying is, you are wrong in saying those places are are homelands, as in, because Orania also say they are homeland. It's very different. Yes, of course, Afrikaners own farms, even in Zululand. They even own it everywhere in Eastern Cape as well. Yeah, Eastern Cape, all over. They own everywhere. Go Google what? What must we Google? I don't know what you mean, go Google it. Go Google what, Glenn? What must we Google? Yes, Orania has share block system. And share block system, racial discrimination is not allowed, but they do that. And then their excuse is that, oh, no, it's not based on race, it's based on culture, which is wrong, because there's a lot of non-whites who are Afrikaans speaking. They are Calvinist, they follow the Calvinistic religion, or like the NG Kerk. They follow all the Afrikaner culture, but even they are not allowed. You know why? Because they're not colored only town. There is no other place in South Africa that's Zulus only, Xhosas only. No, and it's a lot of Xhosas there. It's their homeland, but anyone can work there, anyone can stay there. It's like that. But in Orania, only the Afrikaners can stay there, buy shares, whatever. Okay? Thank you, Jeremiah. So now, to show how ridiculous it is and how dangerous it is if such a place is allowed to continue, I am saying, why don't we do it? And I especially want to talk about, no, I can't buy property in Orania because I am not white. Do you understand that? Can someone please put him straight there? He says that you can go buy property in Orania. No. No. Let me take my Google thing out. And with block under the share block system, you can't buy property. Okay, let me read here what it says. Let me read for you. Okay, so what is Orania? It's a town in South Africa where property ownership is through a share block system, meaning individuals own shares in the Vletjieskraal share block company, which controls the town's real estate. The system grants them the right to use the property linked to their shares rather than outright ownership. So, Glenn, you are wrong. They can't buy. They can only use the property linked to their shares. So they can only be shareholders in this system. Okay? And you can only be white. How can you say, listen, he says, it's not a white thing. What do you mean it's not a white thing? Let me see who can stay there. Can blacks stay in Orania? No internet. Sorry, let me put the internet on first. Yes, you buy shares in the share block, but that doesn't mean I just read it for you. You didn't hear when I read it, right? I just read it. It's shares. It's not ownership. Okay. Who can live in Orania? The stated goal of Orania's founder was the preservation of Afrikaner cultural heritage and self-werksaamheid. All jobs from management to manual labor are done by Afrikaners. Non-Afrikaner people are not allowed to live or work there. Did you get that? Did you get that? So don't say I can go and live there. You said here, you can go buy property in Orania. No, I can't. Because first of all, you cannot buy property in Orania because you can buy shares that's linked to you being able to use the property, but you cannot own it. And then another thing is non-Afrikaners cannot live, work, do anything there. You have to be Afrikaans and live according to their culture, and then you can go, yes, and then you must also be white. Because like I mentioned before, there are a lot of non-whites who speak Afrikaans, they live according to the Afrikaans culture, they are of the Calvinist church and the NG Kerk and all this kind of stuff, but they are not white. They are not white, so they can't live there. Right. No, you can't buy shares. Only Afrikaners can buy shares. I'm not Afrikaner, I'm colored. Okay, you say we can buy shares, so let me see. Can coloreds buy shares? Okay, I'll just put who can. No, it says there, in the shareholding scheme, only non-Afrikaners cannot. I just read it just now. This thing keeps coming up here. Okay, right. Yeah, I am black but love Orania. Yeah, because you need to have your head seen to. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. I guess you love it because you don't. Why? Because you don't have to go and stay there, is it? Yeah, you love it. You're black and you love it because you can't stay there. Yes, Afrikaners can buy shares. Okay, so I don't talk about Afrikaners. I'm talking about, what's this? What's ngwepe? Guys, you better speak. If you have to speak English, because if you don't speak English, I'm gonna have to mute you because I don't know what you're saying, and you might be saying something bad, and then TikTok will ban me or something. Non-Afrikaner doesn't mean non-white law. Yeah, because non-Afrikaner means someone that they say is not of their type. Like even the whites, the English-speaking whites, the Portuguese, the Greeks, the other white people. Non-white is what it means, non-white. It means someone that is not of the white race. Okay, so let's not get all caught up in that word again like the last time. Let's not be stupid. We've been through that. We've already had that lesson about what non means. And we already had the lesson where I said South Africans, and you can see by the way you'll type here, English is not good. Reading, comprehension, grammar, spelling, all not good. We know that already because we can see. You can see on my comments. Can see. Okay, so we already have established that because a lot of South Africans don't know what non means because the English is not good enough. So we already had the lesson where I taught what non means, okay? So even if I'm white, I can buy shares because I'm not an Afrikaner. Who said so? Who said you can do that? Okay, but enough now of Orania. I want to continue with our colored yeah, you can't. They say here, while Orania is primarily an Afrikaner town, it's not explicitly whites only in terms of legal or constitution restrictions. They're lying. Prospective residents are screened with the it's only whites. You can go and look there. Okay, what is this? Not a word in the dictionary. I don't know what you mean not a word in the dictionary. If you are colored, you can buy shares in the colored community. And in order to buy shares in the colored community, you have to be your race, you have to be Khoi, San, Dutch. And then if you Cape Malay, you must also you can have Indian, black, Javanese, Malayan, that kind of mix. Okay, but you have to have that is the original colored person. What is this you said? What is not a word in the dictionary? I'm waiting for you to say these people have named themselves Afrikaner, which means Africans. That yeah, I know, I agree with you, it's criminal. I'm 5% colored. No, you're not colored then. I want to buy shares in my colored brothers. Yeah, colored is spelled COLOURED. But people, because for typing, if you feel you don't have to type the whole word colored, just put the capital C because then it's easy. I'm sure it's easier for you to type faster, okay? Okay, so this is what will happen is, let's say we have this community. We will decide, yes, we might say, if we don't trust, we might say you have to have a DNA test. Who knows? Because let's say if we set up, that's why, okay, so one of the rules, okay, so that's a good one. So one of our rules for our community will be, you have to take a DNA test if we're not sure. Okay, so that's a good one. Yeah, if we're not sure. Because, you know, some people will just want to live there and then they like, no, there's no American spelling. There's only one spelling for the colors of South Africa. There's only one spelling. COLOURED. There's no other spelling. Okay, but just put a C. Yeah, and anyway, it's not going to happen. You say I'm excited. No, we cannot do it. I don't want to divide the nation. No, I don't want. I'm totally against any kind of folk start for any race, even for the colors. I'm against it. I'm only doing this to show people that if we allow a place like Orania to exist, then it is setting a precedent for other races and religions and cultures to want to do the same thing. Which we know it shouldn't be, it's not right because it's apartheid all over again, because then we separate again. So like now I'm saying, as colored people, we're going to form this colored folk start. So we will be taking the Waterfront section, Kaap, some of the city central and Woodstock. That will be all our area. And then especially because we have the Cape Malays with us. The Cape Malays, because they're Muslim, we can get a lot of funding from other Muslim states, like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, all those kind of Muslim states, you know, they can help us. And then we need to get our own army. And because we are not, not many people, but maybe, like the smaller countries, they get armies from other countries to help. Like I know Singapore, they also have a lot of Gurkhas, which are from Nepal. We could do like that. And then everybody who can stay there, buy property there, we won't have shares, we'll just have property, who can stay there, buy property, work there, live there. They have to be coloreds, and they don't have to be coloreds that stay in that Volksstaat. Even if they stay outside, like Lansdowne or whatever, they can come in and work, and then they can leave. And then we will have borders. So people who are citizens of the Volksstaat, you'll have like a special pass, and people who just come in for work, they have some different pass, and then people who just come to visit, they like have a visa. I know, yeah, we're getting like, psh. I'll marry Moses' sister, then what? Who's Moses? Okay, someone says you're going astray now. Yeah, very astray. Well, because we just showing what could happen. And then while us coloreds are doing this, maybe in Sandton, there's a lot of rich black people staying there, and they decide we're going to do that. So they take the whole Sandton, and then they start doing blacks only, or whatever, Zulus only, or Pedis, if maybe they want to break up into tribes. And then you'll see what a mess our country will be in. And then the only things that will remain South Africa, that will represent the whole South Africa, will be Pretoria. Let's say Pretoria, only the government can rule. And then in where some of the parliament buildings in Cape Town, right? That area. And then every Volksstaat, of course, every province, you have your municipality, that will also stay under the South African government. Like, we cannot take those areas. You understand what I mean? And then it's like a groot gemors. It's going to be a big mess. But anyway, as you can see, our government is quite okay to let Orania continue. Not thinking what could happen in the future, right? So I'm like trying to show what could happen, okay? So truth and facts only. Yeah. You want to create a community of gangsters. If not, why not? But you see, we can have rules there. Now there's gangsters. But in our community, there'll be no gangsters. Because remember, we are Muslims, right? And with Sharia law. Because then we implement Sharia law. We don't have our normal courts. We implement Sharia law. And under Sharia law, we implement the hudud laws. And the hudud laws, we implement the law of qisas, the law of retaliation. So it's strict. Death penalties, right, left, and center. And the death penalties, if we want, we can put stoning. Up to us. It's our property. You know how they always say, it's private property. Well, it's private property, so we can do as we want. There will be no gangsters. You show me one Muslim country where there's such gangsterism going on. None. Very safe. Even Pakistan, safe. Iran, safest country in the world. Yeah, so we do that. I mean, again, I'm just saying. I'm not saying we are going to do it. I'm just, hypothetically we could. We could. Colored, what does that mean? Oh, I don't want to go over that. Can I be an advocate of Orania? Can I debate you? Yeah, this is not about Orania. This is about us setting up our own thing. Yeah, the keyboard, yeah, but we know, because everything in the world is controlled by the USA. Like mine doesn't, because I changed it to British English. I have to, because when I lecture, I have to have everything in British English. No, color is black related for some people, for some not. Aha, that's a good question. So if I have a black wife, will I still be allowed? Again, this is when the committee, or the municipal or whatever who controls our area. You know, like in Orania also they have like a little government that will see who can live there and who cannot. We'll have that same thing. So these people, okay, let's say our government, that will be one of our things. So DNA test was one thing you suggested. Second one is we will suggest what's this interracial marriage. What we're going to do about that. So like now I cannot tell you because we have to then we have to sit, then we have to discuss, right? Because maybe we will say, no, we only want coloreds. Then that person cannot stay there, isn't it? Right? And then, like I said, we will have Muslims because we have Cape Malays, but we will also have Christians because, you know, like most coloreds are not Cape Malay. But we will also then have to sort out how we're gonna work out how to let the two laws, like we have a dual system. Like for the Christians, if they commit any crimes, they won't be prosecuted under Sharia law because they're not Muslims. But Muslims, they get prosecuted under Sharia law. You know, I mean, we can decide or whatever. Okay? Yes, thank you. Thank you. We have to be honest because, I mean, our country's future is at stake here. We've got no time to be sugarcoating things and pretending things are not happening. We have to be honest about what's happening. If it's right, if what we are saying is truthful, even if it's hurtful, we must say it and then we must see how we can fix it. Okay? So coloreds must take Cape Town back into their hands. No, yeah, I don't know. No, no. I like South Africa to be for everybody, but like I say, this is just an exercise. It's not like we're going to do it. Orania community shares discussion. Yeah, okay, that's what the AI says. Basically, coloreds meant black as no, doesn't mean that. Please do this. I want to belong. No, we're not really going to do it. We're just talking. Even if coloreds wanted to do this, I would be the first one to protest against it. It's not good for the nation. So do you want to do the same things as white people that you are complaining about? This is hypothetical. Do you know what hypothetical means? You know what hypothetical means? Okay, maybe go look up the word and then but you're on your phone probably, so you can't do that. Okay. Yes, I am complaining that a place like Orania should not exist. I mean, the actual thing that the Afrikaners want to practice their culture, have their little town, that's fine. But the fact that it discriminates racially, that is against our law. It is in our constitution. You all know that, isn't it? Isn't it? You can't, if you want to buy a flat somewhere, they can't tell you, oh no, this block of flats is for blacks only, right? It's against the law. I mean, they do that. They can do that because, you know, people are people. They will be like that. But you can take them to court and it's illegal. They'll get fined or they'll go to jail because they cannot do that. But Orania is doing it. And nobody's saying anything. So I'm saying it's wrong. But what I'm doing here now is an exercise to show people how wrong it is. Because it's wrong because if they're doing it, what's stopping other people from doing it? Other races, other groups. Like now I'm saying us coloreds and Cape Malays, we must now also do it. Then maybe the Zulus will say, oh yeah, we also want to do it. Then the Pedis will say we want to do it. And then whatever groups, everyone will be wanting to do it. And then what does our country look like? It looks like back in the apartheid. When we were all, I don't know how old you people are, so you probably don't even know how it was. But it was like that. Whites only here, coloreds only here, blacks only here. And we cannot cross into each other's spaces. We just walk around like that. Okay? Right. Colored people will never own a portion on Cape Town, and they shouldn't. We should all share. Yes, Orania must fall. Let me debate you. No, I'm not into debates. We're doing an exercise. I can debate you another day if you're interested. Who's fella? I don't know who's fella. Cape Independence is being sponsored by Musk. Yeah, you see something like Cape Independence. But Cape Independence is even a totally different thing because they don't even want to remain as part of South Africa. They want to be a different country. Like with their own president. Like, you know, Singapore is a very small country. They want to be like that. Their own president, their own... So they're not even South Africa. They're a totally different country. That's not going to happen. Don't worry. That won't happen. Do you know what will happen when we divide the country up and have all different? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I know what will happen. It will be apartheid will be the first thing, and then after that it will be war. Sharia law. Oh, don't swear on here because I'm gonna have to mute you. No swearing here. Okay. We don't live under slums law. This is Christian country. For you, yes, but now in our community is going to be a Muslim community with Sharia law. And if you don't want to stay there, you don't have to come stay there. And only people who are Muslims will stay in our community. You see, that's how it will be. Okay? That's exactly, like you see, that's what he's saying. So good, don't come and live in our community. Our community is for Muslims only. Okay? What's wrong with Hamas? It's not Hamas. It's South African colored people. Well, you can think what you want about me, but up to you. I've had my DNA map and I know my family. I know my history. I don't know what's fella. Yes, we will be stupid to do that. To do what? To have our own folk start? Of course it's stupid. Stupid for anyone to have a folk start in the middle of South Africa. We're supposed to be one nation. We had that during the apartheid. It didn't work out well. What is this she isn't? Glenn Boyson, she isn't. She isn't what? I'm colored. What the hell do you think I am? Okay, you have a problem with Orania but want to do it with colored people. I assume you came late. Can somebody please explain to the stubby person what we are doing here? Because I'm tired of explaining to the people who just came in. This person says, can you all see what they're saying there? And no swearing on here, because if you swear, I'm going to mute you. We are all civilized people here. You don't come here with your vuil maniere. Okay? I do not tolerate vuil maniere. Dirty manners. I don't tolerate that. You can go do that in your mother's house. I'm not your mother. You come here and you be respectful. Otherwise you get out of my live stream. But no, I speak British English. I speak British English. I don't speak US. Yeah, I don't talk like that. I can. If I want to talk like that, I can talk like that. But yeah, I don't talk like that. Not at all. I speak like a South African accent, but British English. You must have a problem with color. You are your... What? What? Please, someone set the stubby straight. Please set him straight. Okay. White people... Big speech. What is big speeches? This person. Wait. I'm trying to read all the. Okay, you have a problem but want to do it with colored people. Okay, I told someone, please explain to Tabby what we are doing here. You must have a problem with color. You are your own problem. No, I don't have a problem with color. South Africa will only thrive if... Yes, definitely. We have to be one nation. Don't let Orania bother you. Move on. No. Hanbo, it's... Nope. Again, moenie met jou vuil maniere hier kom, meneer Okkertgrop, whatever. Jy's 'n vuil mens. Jy praat soos 'n vuil mens. Vuil mense het nie plek hier op my livestream nie. If you're gonna talk like that, you get off. You talk properly here. Okay, just because you're angry because we are making an example of what would happen. Yes, that's what we're saying. You say Hanbo. Yes, he's saying, for those who don't understand Afrikaans, he's saying, why are you bothered with Orania? Go build your own thing, and then he uses a swear word there. Probeer ook steel wat nie, I don't know what he's saying. Anyway, so that is what we are doing here, Mr. Okkert. We are all talking about what are we going to build. We're also going to build our little Orania, and it's going to be for coloreds only. In order to stay there, what we're going to do is it's going to be in Cape Town, and we're going to take Waterfront, Kaap, Central Cape, and Woodstock. That's going to be our area. And it will be coloreds only. That means coloreds and Cape Malays. And we will sort out how we want to divide the areas about with business and stuff like that. And we will have our own military and we will have borders. People who are not coloreds and they want to come, when I say colored, I also mean Cape Malay. When they come to visit, they have to have visas to come in. The residents, they will have a special pass. Only coloreds can work, live, buy land, and have businesses there. No other race, none. You see, we're building something now, right? And we will have our own defense force. And if worse comes to worse, we don't have good enough ones. We'll get them from. We'll get them from like we'll get Gurkhas from Nepal or whatever country is willing to give us military. And the other thing also is because we have Cape Malays, for sure we're going to get some funding from some of the Arab countries because they would love to support us. And then also we might want to implement Sharia law for the Muslims who live in our area. The Christians will be governed under the normal law and the Muslims will be governed under Sharia law. So crime rate will be very low. Very low. Because we're not going to play. We will set our rules. And then someone said, other rule is like to know who's a colored or not. We might, if we don't really know, if we're not sure about the person's race, we'll ask them to do a DNA test. And then also, what was the other one? Not sure, something about. Oh, I forgot. I wrote so ugly here. The toxic person. What did you say again? Oh, this person asked, what if the couple that wants to live there, like it's an interracial marriage, like the husband is maybe colored and the wife is black, then what? So I said, that's a good one. So what will happen is the committee, because we'll have like our own government. So our government will have to come up with some ruling for that, whether this kind of person, yes, it's okay, or no. Okay? So that's what we're doing. So you say build something, we are building something now. Okay? Then, yes, Africans said, Orania will not exist in Africa, go start it in Europe. Yes, I agree with that. We don't want, even this that I'm talking about now, about the Muslim, the colored community, I don't want this. I don't want separation and segregation and apartheid in our country. I am just using this as an example to show what could happen. If a place like Orania continues, this could happen because every race, culture, whatever might want to do the same. Okay? What is this? Unlucky. Orania equals segregation. That's true. Go clean Soweto then. That's so irrelevant. Very irrelevant. Yes, the coloreds can do it if they want to. Yeah, we could, but we're not going to do it because we know it. We don't want that for our country. We are just speaking hypothetically. Okay? Vang 'n yoga mat and gaan exercise. Yeah, I can also do that. But you see, look. This occurred. Now, I can also do social media etiquette class and I can do a critical thinking class while we are here. I can use him, this Okkert Grobler. He says here, vang 'n yoga mat en gaan exercise buite asseblief. He says, take a yoga mat and go exercise outside. Meaning I must shut up, not talk these things because he is offended by the truth. So I must go and do yoga. Now, social media etiquette. This is irrelevant. Okay, when you're speaking on social media, because it's all text, you must try to stick with what is relevant and what the topic is about. Okay, because there's a lot of people and we can't see each other. Well, you can see me, but I can't see you. So we must make sure that when we speak, everything is relevant and we choose our words carefully because it's words. Like for me, it's easier because you can see me. You can see whether I'm joking or whether it's the truth or it's satire, right? Or whether I'm angry. You can see because you can hear my voice and right? You can see my expression. And then under critical thinking, this is also irrelevant, off topic and on top of it, he's being like demeaning, insulting. Right? So there's no place for this kind of behavior here. But I'm going to leave him because you see, this normally will go on my YouTube and also because I teach other classes like social media etiquette. So I can use him as an example of how not to behave when you are in a conversation. Okay? Right. Yeah, now he's on African's case, but it's okay. As long as not my case, you all can sort him out, okay? Cape Town folk start debate. Yes, AI. Where you from? Go back to Europe. I don't know who he's talking to, because not to me, because I'm colored. My home is here. I'm indigenous. Okay? Orchid Grobler, we only found about Orania recently, 5 years ago. Orania will be bombed. No, don't talk like that. Big speeches. Yeah, okay. White people don't want unity. They want to be treated better. Of course, we know that. No, it's not private land. I have a whole video on that. They're not allowed to do what. So let me first educate everybody. Step 1, Google. Okay, let's Google. Okay, step 2, you type in, because I've already done it, but I'll tell you what I did. I typed in first I typed, it's not here now, but I typed and I asked under what kind of business or under what is the property of Orania registered, and it said it is registered under a share block system. That's the registration. So this is what it says. So I asked, is Orania a share block system? And it said, yes. Orania is a town in South Africa where property ownership is through a share block system, meaning individuals own shares in the Vlekkieskraal share block company, which controls the town's real estate. This system grants them the right to use the property linked to their shares rather than outright ownership. So the people don't own it, they only own shares. Then I spoke to my lawyer, the real estate agent who sells properties, and they said, yeah, it's under that, and yeah, this is true, blah, 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 blah. Then I went to look at our constitution, and and I asked, is racial discrimination allowed on private share block properties? And this is what it said. No, racial discrimination is not allowed in share block properties in South Africa. The Promotion of Equality and Prevention of Unfair Discrimination Act prohibits discrimination on the grounds of race, among other factors. This act extends to all aspects of life, including housing, and it would apply to share block schemes. So the Orania is a private land, shall they allowed to do what they want to do, because according to our constitution, they are not. They cannot racially discriminate. Our ANC knows this. Every political party knows this, because then I spoke to my friend who's a politician. He said, they all know it. I said, so why is nobody saying anything about it? He said, oh, I'm busy. I'll talk to you later. I'm still waiting. What I am thinking, and I'm sure I'm right, is because there is some Burki that paid a lot of money to the ANC to look the other way. Anyway, so shelve that. Please don't bring that up anymore. I've already read it for you. If you don't believe me, you go and look it up yourself. If you still don't believe me, go to the registrar of companies in South Africa. Go to a lawyer. Go and check our constitution. Okay, right. Going on. That's why they support Orania. I don't know who you mean. Is it bad for a born free to have great dislike for white people? It's just bad for anybody to dislike another race. Very bad. Try. I know it's very hard, but try not to. What about I don't even want to go into that. I got a lot of videos on my feed. You can go and read that. That's already spoken. Zululand, there's a whole thing about Zululand. Anybody can stay in Zululand. Some of the areas in Zululand, you need permission from the king. It's not outright, you cannot stay here, it's against the Zululand. No. Anyone can stay there, but you need permission from the king. That's all. But anyone can stay there. And I know, because I've got a lot of friends who stay in Zululand. A lot of my colored friends stay in Zululand. A lot. Because Zululand is a nice place. We all love it there. Okay? Right, so shelve that one also. Let's go on. Is it bad for, okay, what about the groot drome? This guy, we're talking hypothetical. Again, let me again say this. South Africans, please, English is very important. It is the language of our government and the language of the economic language of South Africa, actually of the world. A lot of you look at how you write, you can't speak, your grammar, you don't know words, you don't know how to use dictionary, you don't want to use dictionary, you're allergic to Google search. You are limiting yourself. Don't limit yourself. This guy is still saying we are having big dreams of this colored false start that I'm talking about. When I've already said many times, it's hypothetical. Okay, because he doesn't know what that means. Okay, anyway, let me go on. White South Africans are not European citizens. They are they're South African citizens. No one said they're not. Well, some are not. They're just on PR. But yeah, white South Africans they are European of descent. Again, English language. Okay, white South Africans have nothing to do with Europe. They are I've already said that. The original settlers of South Africa are the Khoi and San. I don't want to talk about that. 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 Okay, please don't hijack the conversation. I'm going to have to mute you people until you decide not to do it. Dune is back. Hi. Okay, so I want to go back to our colored false start. So what are we going to name this place? Someone come up with a name. Okay, so we already have two. What is the stuff? We've got two rules that we need to sort out. Remember, the rules is if we're not sure of someone's authentic coloredness, we will have a DNA test. We'll ask them to do a DNA test. 2, we will have to decide about interracial marriages, whether we will accept people like that. I say no, but if you know, we might have to vote. Okay. Okay, and then anything else? What are we going to name our false start people? Let's get back on track. What are we going to name our false start? Yeah, okay. I'm not interested in, I'm just interested in my topic, okay? So I'm just scrolling past everybody else's topic. Thank you, Slim Hansi. Thank you. I'm waiting for the name of our false start. I've already given a lot of ideas. Remember, I said we could, our parliament, for the Muslims, maybe they'll have Sharia law, and then for the non-Muslim coloreds, we will have the regular, we'll base our law on, so there'll be like, we will not be under Sharia law, we will be like under just the normal Christian law, or not Christian law, or secular law, okay? I'm waiting for the name of our town. What is this? Are you against interracial marriages? Are you asking me, Jonathan? No, I'm in an interracial marriage. I'm totally for it. Totally. I love it. But for our community, I'm saying, from my side, I would say no, only coloreds. So like if I wanted to stay there, I would probably have to get divorced. Or I can stay there and my husband has to stay outside. Okay, where will this colored false start be? Okay, so Cape Town. city. So it will start from the Waterfront, Kaap, Central Cape, and Woodstock. We take that whole area. And like I mentioned before already, we will have our own like government. But since we also have, like we'll have a central government, but we'll have two laws like they have in Malaysia. You have a secular one and then you have a Sharia one. Secular will be for the non-Muslims. Sharia will be for the Muslims. Okay? And then, but like the any of buildings that belong like to the parliament or to the government, that will stay under their jurisdiction. We cannot take ownership of that because we are still part of South Africa. So in the bigger scheme of things, we are still under South African government. But when it comes to our community, our Volksstaat, we govern ourselves, okay? Right. So now what is going here? Okay, he asked where will the colored land be, okay? Yeah, come, we need a name for our Volksstaat. Essay, what is na? I don't know, we got water slums. Auntie Vijay, wat kry jou man om jou reg te na? Oh, this one is such a rude one. Oh. Yeah, okay, so all these low-class, common-colored peasants, we are not going to tolerate. I'm so sorry. We cannot have these kind of people on here. No, we just cannot have this kind of people on here. Okay, so we don't have time. We are not going to tolerate any rude people. Because, like I said before, colored people are very rude, very common. I'm from Johannesburg. We always say we always say the Cape Townians are common colored peasants, CCPs. So no CCPs on here. We're all going to be very respectful. We can air our views, but we don't have to swear. No swearing, okay? Wait, there's Sharia law in Africa. What do you mean in Africa? Certain countries, of course. All Muslims are governed under Sharia law. It's just not, it's not part of the state law. But in our community, it will be part of our community law. Normally the Sharia law is it's handled by the mosques, by the religious, you can ask all the Muslims around. It's handled by the Muslim courts. Their marriage, like, but it's only in like, I know in South Africa, they only handle burials, marriage, I think family, like they only implement the family law part of it. But in ours, we can implement all the hudud laws and the kisas laws as well. We can implement all of those. I'm okay with it. I'm sure the Muslims will be okay with it because I mean that's their religion, right? Cape Town folks are discussion, yes. Then, oh wow, yeah. And remember, this is just hypothetical. We're not saying it's happening. It's never gonna happen. We don't want it. Well, I don't want it to happen. I want us to be one nation. This is just an exercise to show what could happen if every race or religion or culture in South Africa decided they also want to be like Orania. That's all. That's what I'm doing here. It's for those people who came late and like, calm down. Don't get your panties in little knots. It's just an exercise. We are just pretending. It's not going to happen, okay? Right, you don't have to call me grandma. My name is Celeste. It's a beautiful name. Use it properly. Thank you. Moving on. As if you spoke like that about colored people being, I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what all those funny words you're using. Nothing wrong with colored from, no, nothing wrong. I'm just saying, because for us Joburg coloreds, because we know how rude, you see how rude that one was, that the Vijay Diana, you see how ugly he was speaking. Ons ken sing child pal sing ons ken guys. Yeah, very rude. I told some of you the other day, I had a assistant who does all my filtered comments. I don't ever look at my filtered comments because waste of my time. That's why I always say don't bother talking ugly to me because it will go to my filtered comments. It's just in the live, I cannot control it, but I need to see how to do it. It goes to my filtered comments, and then my assistants, they will look at it. My one assistant resigned after my talk on colored people because the coloreds on there was so rude. She couldn't take it. And I kept saying to her, it's not directed at you. Don't take it personally. It's at me. She couldn't take, she resigned. Now I've got 2 guys because, guys are a bit more tough. But even they were like, okay, yes, me too. I love my name. It's a beautiful name. Okay. No, I don't. Yeah, Africa must unite as a continent, and Ibrahim Traore is doing it. 30th, are you guys going to do the protest? It's all over the world. I'm in Malaysia and I'm going to do it. Because, they tried to assassinate him. And so all Africans in the world are going to stand protest against what happened to him. Okay, the 30th. When is the 30th? I think it's tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I think as a continent, we must unite. But we are separate countries, and the country should remain, because you can see, even in South Africa, just because we've different races and ethnicities, we are already fighting amongst each other. Can you imagine when you now bring in all the other countries as well, that are all extremely different from the next one? Not possible. Good that we have countries and borders. I know some people are like, no, there shouldn't be borders. Yes, there should be borders, because, like I said, look what's happening in South Africa. Okay? Cape Townians are not rude, they are straightforward. No, they're rude. They talk about your nai and your puss and all those ugly words. Sorry, but I'm just saying what they say. That's ugly. That's rude. Us coloreds and Africans, though, I don't know what that means. The blacks tell us, we're not Africans. Yeah, I've heard black people tell coloreds we're not Africans, when meanwhile we are indigenous. We are actually descendants of the first Homo sapien, which is the koi and the sun. We did a whole live stream about this 2 days ago. The live stream is on my YouTube channel, and on my TikTok there's also some snippets. I'm not going to talk about that. We've already spoke about that. Remember, we had a big fight. Remember, the guy came on here that was so racist that I had to keep telling him he must stop it. Remember, and everybody was shouting at him because of what the rubbish he was talking. And I was so worried that TikTok will block my account because of what he was saying. Okay? Yeah, so yeah. Let's not go down that route, okay? If you want to know about colored's origin, it's on my YouTube channel, and it's on my TikTok page there. They tell us to go home. Who's us? You mean us coloreds? But we are home. This is our home. Coloreds are not fully Khoisan. We are of Khoisan descent. Please, I don't want to go into this. I have a video where I said coloreds know nothing, or they don't know something like that. They know very little about their origin, blah, 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 the Exhibit A. And I don't want to that. The live stream the other day was very stressful. You can ask anybody who was on. Doon was there. It was very, very stressful. Trying to get people, I don't know what is wrong. People just, I don't know. Like I say, it's probably the education you are getting. I don't know. It's weird. No, South Africa should unite with Botswana. And nah, not going to happen. Namibia is a totally different country, and so is Botswana. Every country in South Africa, they're different. Don't try to unite them, they're different. Even those who were united, they actually broke away because they could see they are not the same. Like, look at Sudan. Okay, they separated because even I've been to Sudan. You can see they're not the same people. Not at all. Totally different culture, different. Okay. Thank you for stand and firm content. Thank you very much. You don't have to call me auntie. Just call me Celeste, okay? Even my son calls me on my name. Yeah, we have to stand firm. We have to. Okay? Another rude person. I don't know what this was. No, they're not. We're very similar. I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, so Jonathan says, Jonathan, why when you type it comes up like that? Why is it? Why do you have why is your comment filtered when it's such a beautiful comment? South Africa can never be united. Unfortunately, each race has completely different views. And exactly, John, I completely agree. And this is the thing. It's fine that we have different views, but there must be a compromise. There has to be a compromise. And I think the reason we also have a lot of different views is because a lack of knowledge in a lot of situations, a lot of cases, it's just a lack of knowledge. That's why there's this discrepancies. Because once people really know something about something, then they get it. You know what I mean? Like normally these people who are totally against something because they don't know the actual facts about it. Like I noticed with this Orania thing, people get, oh, it's private land. Oh, they can do what they want. Nah. And then when you actually show them what the law is, show about property rights, about blah, 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 because now you're giving them knowledge, then they start to think, oh, okay. And especially when people from other countries tell them there is no country in the world where you can go set up a whites only town. Nowhere in the world. Nowhere. Because it's just racist. Okay? You say no, they're not very similar. I don't know who you're talking about. Hear me out. Hear me out. We'll give examples. I don't think you're talking to me, is it? South Africa, Botswana, and Botswana are identical. No, they're not. I lived in Botswana and I'm South African, so I could see they're not the same. They have like Nelson Mandela means nothing to them. Absolutely nothing. He's just like, oh, yeah, he's a great guy. He stopped apartheid, but that's the extent. They know nothing about apartheid. They don't know what it meant. They've never experienced it. This is different. They don't understand. They don't understand at all what our people had to go through. I mean, they can read about it, but they did not live it. And they are not even like a lot of the young people now, you've not lived it, but you will have inherited trauma. Not everybody, but some of you will have. Botswana people, they will never have it because they never went through that. They have always been free. They never had baggage. Even our born frees in South Africa, you have that baggage of the apartheid on you. Botswanas, those people, they were always, all the other Africans, they behave very differently because they were always free. Always. They also different from the black US Americans, because the black US Americans, they still carry the trauma of the inherited trauma of slavery and then also of the civil rights, the not civil rights, but about the racial discrimination in their country. So it's very different. Okay, cultural identity debate. That's what I says we are doing. If you go to a black area, there is litter everywhere. And yeah, okay, I'm not talking about that. It's almost like there's no pride and that causes, yeah, I'm not talking about that. We are the same. We're not talking about that. Yeah, no, we're not the same. We're not the same. I'm half Sotho. No. Yeah, like I explained earlier on, if you're not from South Africa, you don't have generational inherited trauma of being a subhuman. You don't have that because they were always free. Botswana people were always free. Namibians might have a little bit of it, but it was not as bad as South Africa because Namibia is very small population, very small. I also lived in Namibia. Actually, I met my husband in Namibia. Okay, Jim Crow, yes. Yeah, South African citizen just means you're South African citizen. I'm also South African citizen. I mean, I think most people, yeah. Yes, hi, Dune. Yes, they're born free. But like I say, if they are the offspring of people who lived through the apartheid, then they might have inherited trauma. That is just something that is a psychological thing. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay? Thank you. Yes, thank you. Who's that? Who was that? Thank you, Lois. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's go back. I'm still waiting. Don't change the subject. Please don't hijack my conversation. Let's go back to what is the name of our colored only folk start. Please tell me. Yeah, you're very lucky. Some are not as lucky as you. That's why I said some people will have inherited trauma. You're lucky. Like me too. I actually lived through the apartheid, but I don't have the inherited trauma, not at all. People will say, oh, because you're not really black, probably. Because I was treated a bit differently. I will acknowledge that. But at the end of the day, when I have to show my ID, I'm still non-white. Okay? Yeah. Some people, they will have it. And I mean, I don't want to... I have my issue also with that, but I don't want to get on... I don't want to get into that conversation in here because I'm busy with this. But I will get into that conversation another time about having to rise like a... Please don't come into my chat. Oh, why do you keep doing this? I don't know how to allow... Well, please, I don't want you on here. I don't know how to not allow people to come in here. Because now I'm going to be on the small screen. I'm not talking to anybody in the box. If you will only come on when I invite you, then you can come on. Okay, now it's again the small box, and I don't know how to make it big. It's very bad for my YouTube channel when it's small like this. Yeah, because, okay, I'll get into that other thing about the inherited trauma, because I have this whole program that I do all over the world. It's based on, well, the campaign is called Rise Like a Phoenix. You have to rise out of the ashes, and you have to soar like the phoenix. But that I'll talk about another day. Okay, speaking truth to power. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm trying my best. You know, like I said, Dr. Alan Busak said we have to reimagine the revolution, and we have to be selfless revolutionary. So I'm trying to do that. Because selfless revolutionary during the apartheid, I was one of those, which means you are willing to sacrifice yourself for the benefit of the country. But in those days, it meant you will be tear gassed and beaten and detained. Sometimes people were killed. Of course, nothing happened to me. I mean, I got detained, but I'm fine. I didn't die. Now, the selfless revolution, how I put myself out there is I do this and I take the hatred and the backlash, and that comes to me. I take it. Okay, because that's the least I can do for my people. Okay, my point is Orania will stay. No. Orania will go once the ANC stops being so corrupt. Okay, I'm still waiting for the name of... Because if we allow Orania to stay, we are allowing the ANC to ignore our constitution. We cannot allow that to happen. The Ingonyane Trust is totally a different matter. Totally. I don't even want to talk. It's a totally different matter. I have a whole video on YouTube and a whole video on my TikTok account about it. It's a different story. It's a totally different story. Please do not come into my thing because I'm going to disconnect you. It's a totally different story. And I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk, I'm only entertaining about my subject, my topic, because this is my live stream. So my topic is, what is the name of our colored folk start? I'm interested in that. This sounds like that. This is like the same like the live stream of the origin of colored people. It took me 1 hour for people to get on track. What is the name of our colored township? Somebody come up with a name. Okay, the name. And the other thing is, because I know a lot of people don't want to be called colored. I'm fine with it. It's just a label. Okay. So like me, when I talk to people who don't want to use the word colored, I normally say the Nunus. We are the Nunus. So maybe we should also, while we're at it, let's try to find a name to replace colored people, colored. And then we find a name for our folk start. Orania created a life better for themselves. Okay? You too can create a life that is better for yourself in your community. That's all. It's not a big deal. It's got nothing to do with the government or self. It's got to do with individual. They created a life for themselves, which is probably better for themselves. I wouldn't say it's better because I'm a city girl. I could never live like that. And with all the same type of people, with all that verkrampte gedachtes. No, 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 no. So maybe to you it looks better, but to me it's not, because where I stay, it's way better than that. Because I live in a beautiful area with beautiful house, with very nice neighbors. We are very neat, organized, clean. Our community is very, very organized, extremely organized. And I bought a retirement home in a beautiful village. Beautiful. Luxury retirement village. I'll probably never stay there, but I bought it because I will, just an investment. But where I stay, so it's got nothing. I stay in a better place than Orania. Much better. I'm sure some of you here as well. Much better. I've got the sea in front of me. Can go swim every day. Nice neighbors. We got nice parks because we take care of our community. Okay? Anyone can take care of their community. Dalla Fontaine. Okay, I'll put Dalla Fontaine. I know what Dalla means. Dalla Fontaine. What does Dalla mean? I don't know what's Dalla. What does the Freedom Chart of South Africa says about what? About Orania? It's illegal because it's a town that racially discriminates. It's not allowed. Everybody knows this. Those who don't know it, they're stupid. And yes, I said stupid because, you know, stupid is what? Lack of knowledge and ignorance. So, okay. Okay, right. Is there another name? This is still an Afrikaans name. Okay, yeah, because most coloureds speak Afrikaans, right? Is ek reg? Well, the real coloureds, the Cape coloureds, we all speak Afrikaans. And the Cape Malay. So yeah, it should be. Oh, I got a nice name. Eerste land. First land. That's another name. Okay, anyone else? I put Eerste land. Now we've got two names. Anyone can come up with more names? Because it will be the first colored Volksstad. Oh, the many black villages around South Africa. Anyone can live in those villages. It is not racially exclusive. What does that mean? Hurik Vago. I just write it. Because I actually also want to make my own town, and I'm going to call it Kruskopville, because only people with Kruskop can stay there. And they must have Kruskop, they must be fair-skinned Kruskop, and they must have their front teeth intact. They don't have to be of any specific race, but they must have that look. Mine is going to be a look base. My friend said hers, there will be no fat people and only good-looking men. That's her choice. Oh, okay. Dala, okay. Yeah, that's a good name then. Reds, you keep saying it's private property. I already read to you. It's not private property. It is registered under share block. People, please get some education. It is registered under the share block scheme. The share block scheme, it's private property, but it is not privately owned by the people there. It's owned by Flakes Kral. It's a share block company. The people live there. They only have shares. They don't have ownership. And share block properties cannot racially discriminate. So Orania is illegal. Please, everybody, just get that in your heads. I've already said that. You can read it. Don't stay ignorant. Okay. What do you mean? Of course, it's racially exclusive. You cannot say of course because it's against the law. Are there whites? Yes, there are only whites that live there. No, because who will be murdered? The black people. I don't know what you mean, but just taking your sentence, yeah, it is racially exclusive because it's only for whites. Are there whites? Yeah, only whites. I don't know whose they will be murdered. It's a trust. A trust is not a scheme. You can go read up what trust means. It's all on the internet. Okay, and if you don't know, you can speak to an expert about it because that's normally what I do. I first read there and then, because I got a lot of friends. My friends are all, I'm my age, of course. I got friends, I got politicians, all kinds of friends. I can just call them and say, hey, what is the trust? Then they'll tell me what a trust, and I know what a trust is because I also have trusts. Okay, black villagers. Oh, it means that the whites in black village. No, that's not true. You people must stop talking as if, there's this thing during the apartheid that the white people used to say they call it the swart gevaar. White people they have this thing where they think black people just want to kill them. When they were the ones killing all the black people. It is very racist to just look at a black person and think there's something wrong. It is very racist. You cannot judge a person by the color of their skin because, yes, there are some that are bad, but in general, most black people are very good people. Okay, so you'll have to get the swart gevaar gedagtes out of your minds. Gedagtes means mindset. Swart gevaar means black danger. I can't show you. They even used to have signs. I think I have one on my TikTok page there, signs where they will warn white people. They will say, "Pas op vir die swart gevaar." It means watch out for like the black people, the black danger. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how racist that is? And the thing is, anyone who was dark skinned was just considered black, even if you were colored. So I feel sorry for those coloreds that are dark skinned because as far as the white people are concerned, you are a swart gevaar. Like me, no. They would die. I'm accepted. You just be a little bit dark skinned as a colored person. Jy's a swart gevaar. You are also a black danger to them. So don't think just because you colored you better. No. Anyone that is not fair in skin is a danger to the white person in their mind. That's racist. I'm sorry, that's racist. Yeah, I don't care about that. I'm gonna have to mute you, Reds, if you keep going off topic here. Don't make this a racist debate. The guy already did it yesterday. We will talk about that on another day because I will get to that. But today I am doing this. I already started. If you go look on my page today, I already started with this kind of content because I want to elaborate on it. But so don't leave that out. I'm talking about this now. Okay, so now let's get a new name for the colors. Now we already have the name for our community. Okay, come. Let's go. Yeah, I've never seen Chinese South Africans or Indian South Africans or even colored South Africans hijack cars, so I don't know. But like I said, can you stay? What is that? Sent Earth. What does that mean? Malcolm, what are you saying? What, it's racist to be afraid of black people? I think it's racist. Because not every black person is bad. And not every dark-skinned person is black either. Most colors, well, a lot of colors I know are dark-skinned. And if you, I normally just think they're black, and then I hear they color, and I'm like, huh? Okay, anyway. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. Next subject. Oh, so okay, so we continue. We're talking about, let's give the name of the, let's continue with our talk about our what does Hurik Vago mean? Let's give another name for colored people. And it's almost time for me to stop. Give me a name for colored people. Because I see we all got distracted now by being racist. This live stream is not about being racist towards other people, okay? It's about our hypothetical folk start that we want to build. Let's talk about that. I see only one new person has joined. Okay, so let me finish this live stream off. So what we spoke about today is that hypothetically speaking, let's say us colored and Cape Malay people decided to start our own folk start. And then we do the folk start. Where will we do this folk start? Okay, it will be in Cape Town. And we will take the Waterfront, Kaap, Central Cape, and Woodstock. We'll take that whole area. And it will be a Cape Malay and colored township only. No other race can stay. No other race can stay, live, or work there. Okay? No other race. Only those races. So no blacks, no whites, no Indians. Okay? And we will have our own military. If we cannot get enough from our people, we might get from another country. Like example, I said the Gurkhas from Nepal. Okay, there's also other, we can get mercenaries as well, like the Wagner group or any of those kind of mercenaries. Okay? But actually South Africa has the best mercenaries, but I think most of them are in the Ukraine fighting with the Nazis there, the Azov battalion. Okay, because normally our mercenaries are white. And then other white people. Okay, and then what did I say after that? Okay, and then maybe what we can do is, because we will have our own laws inside there, and we will, okay, I will invite you. I see someone wants to invite you. Just give me a second. Let me just do this. Then we will have we can have Sharia law where the Muslims will be governed under. And then we will, we will have secular law for the non-Muslims in our community. Okay? So we will have our own little government where we govern ourselves and we make little laws. We make laws for our people. No other race can stay there. They can, or work there. They can come and visit, but then they have to leave. They cannot stay there. We will even have a curfew of how long they can stay in there. Okay? And then, of course, in that, the Cape, especially Cape Central, if there's parliament buildings, for the South African government, that will still belong to them. That will be under their jurisdiction. We cannot own that because it belongs to our government, okay? Because we are still South African. We are still under the South African government, but we also have our own little government, okay? Dumelang. Hi. Okay? So this is what we were saying. And then we said, okay, how to know who's a colored? Of course, most of us, we will know. But if there's some people that we're not so sure, we will ask them to do a DNA test. This will be maybe one of the rules. Then we don't know yet what we want to decide about interracial marriages, because maybe someone wants to come stay there and work there. But working is fine, because maybe, let's say he's a colored man, fine, he can come work. But if he wanted to stay there and maybe his wife is of a different race, are we going to allow it or not? So I said, of course, the council of the government of our folk start. Yes, we will. Thank you. The government of our folk start will decide. So like I'm saying, if I was in that government, I would say, no, it's not allowed. They cannot stay there. Okay. Then we decided maybe the name will be Dalafontein or Eerste Land or Hurikvogel, something like that. Okay. And then maybe we don't want to be called coloreds anymore. Maybe we will change that name. So nobody has come up with a name yet for if we want to change from colored to something else. Okay, I hope you all understand. And please remember, this is only hypothetical. So this person here, Clivo, do you want to come into the box? No? We have 15 minutes left. Who wants to come into the box and speak to me? And I only want you to talk about our community, our false start. Oh, and for those who just joined, the reason we are doing this is just an exercise because I want to show what will happen if every race or community or culture is allowed to do what Orania is doing. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Oh, just listening. Okay, yeah, but it's almost finished. It's almost finished. Yeah, okay. But I think you already got the gist, right? Of what we're talking about. Yeah, because what we're doing is, because you all know Orania is this town where it's only whites only because they say it's only for Afrikaners, blah, 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 blah. So only Afrikaners can live, work, da, 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 da. Okay? So what I'm trying to show is, what if everybody can do what they are doing? So now it's us coloreds and Cape Malays, we've decided we want to do that. We also want to do what they're doing. Maybe the Indians also want to have their little, maybe they'll take a few places in Durban or in the South Coast, their Margate and all those places. Maybe the Zulus will do it in Zululand where it's Zulus, really Zulus only, because now it's not. Anyone can go live there. Okay? And if you get permission from the king, you can buy land. Okay? But you need permission. Whereas with Orania, you don't even get permission. They just say straight no. Okay? So why would we have other Oranias? This will not help the country. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to show. I'm trying to show that because Orania is already illegal because it racially discriminates. It's already illegal. So yes. So what I'm trying to show is if we allow one illegal place, what is stopping other people? Yes, it is more division. You're right. That is what I'm trying to show. It's just going to cause divisiveness in the nation, which is like apartheid. During apartheid, it was like that. But our government is allowing Orania when they know it's divisive and they know it's illegal because it's against our constitution. But so my point is, if they can do it, let's say we also want to do it. So this is what we're doing now. We're doing our own one. And then maybe the Indians also want to do it. Maybe the Zulus, then maybe the Pedis, then maybe the Tswanas, everybody. And then at the end of the day, we're back to apartheid where we all were segregated. It's not just the Afrikaners that don't like non-whites. Coloreds don't like blacks don't like coloreds, Indians don't like this or that. Everybody doesn't like everybody. It's the whole thing. Yes, of course it's causing division. But you see how corrupt our government is. You see how corrupt the ANC is. They're not doing anything about it because they probably got some bribe from some boor to close one eye. Even you don't see any of the other parties making noise. And I wonder why. Why is everybody like so afraid? Who are they afraid of? Are they afraid of the US because the US is supporting the people in Orania? What are they afraid of? That's what I want to know. Everybody can read the Constitution. So everybody knows what they're doing is wrong. So something fishy going on. Yes, they allowed it. They're still allowing it. And I know that the only party that stood up against it is the EFF. And then people want to say, oh, look how bad the EFF is the only party that is doing the right thing. Which is weird because, it's the EFF, but still. All the good parties are not doing anything. They just, of course, the white parties, I can understand why they're not doing anything because it's their people. YPA is not doing anything about it. ANC is not doing anything about it. Action SA, none of those bossa, nobody's doing anything about it. They're all zip. Are they all getting paid or what? What is going on? So my thing is, if the Orania can do it, so let's also do it. I don't mean we must really do it because I don't want division, but I'm just saying hypothetically, it would look like this. Okay, federal state is the option. I think the country's stuck because someone allowed long time ago now. But they can reverse it. All they can say is you can continue with your Orania. You can continue doing what you want to do, but you cannot close it off to other races. You cannot do it. Because, I mean, you can see, even now, we are all still living like coloreds in one area, right? Indians, we're kind of still doing that, right? But the thing is, although we are doing that and living our cultures and our own way of life with our own people, but it's not exclusive. Like if it's a colored township and some black people want to come stay there, they can. If white people want to stay, they can, right? So they can still keep their Orania, but any person should be allowed to go and stay there. And you know what? No one will want to go stay there. It's just the fact that what they are doing is against the law. Because I bet you if they had to, even if they had to say any race can stay there, who's going to want to stay there? Well, I wouldn't, because they're out there in the dry, arid land. No, where I'm staying is very nice. Beautiful place. Sea and everything. Why would I go and stay there? I'm in the city, because I'm a city girl. Okay, there's a puppet master. Yes, definitely, with very big pockets. This is so wrong. White people living in Africa, yet blacks are not allowed to. Exactly. It's like that other country in the middle is, oh yes, the Ilala. Okay, oh, you request Clivo. Okay, let me invite Clivo. Okay, Clivo, you're my last guest. And you can't talk too long, okay? And you must only talk about the subject I'm talking about.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. For me, it's evening, but hi.
So evening. Well, I'm in Johannesburg, and I listen to what you say. My question is, whatever you said, I hear what you say, but did you do a research on this, what you want to achieve? I'm just asking, because remember, it's not going to be that easy.
To do what?
To do like an independent state for what you just mentioned.
No, this is hypothetical.
Okay.
I'm just me, myself and the other people here, because I think you came late. The other people here, all we're doing is we are pretending that we also want to do what Orania is doing. We're not going to do it because all of us are totally against it. You can see in the chat here, everybody's against it, but we are just showing what would happen if other races or other cultures or other ethnicities or communities wanted to follow what they are doing. So this is what it will look like. So that's why we started. We went our own false start, that's all. But we're not going to do it. We're just saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what you say. Yeah.
Just an exercise. It's just to show this is what it would look like. And and you see it's looking bad because everyone's saying, oh, but this is not good. It's divisive. Yeah, because exactly.
Yeah, well, they must go ahead and do it and talk about it. The more we talk about this, what you suggest now.
Yes, we should. We should. But we should, every time we talk about it, we must say it's hypothetical because we don't want also people thinking it's real and then it becomes this thing. But you're right. We should talk. Everybody that's here, we should talk about it. We should say, okay, so if Orania can do that, why don't we also do it? And I especially like to use the Cape Malays. That's why I want more Cape Malays to talk about it. Because people really listen. Like I could see early on when I said, with our colored community, I want the Cape Malays, because if the Cape Malays come in, because Cape Malays are Muslim, we could get funding from the other Arab countries and other Islamic states. Because
Exactly.
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 And you can already see everybody like, you know. And then another thing is, then we can implement Sharia law in our
Yeah.
little community. We can do that. And with the Sharia law, we do the hudud and the qisas. That's where all the stoning and all that cutting of land, we put that law. Because, everyone says, oh, it's private property. They can do what they want. So it's private property, so we can do what we want. We cut people's hands off. So the crime rate will be very low. Because everyone will be walking around with no hands because we already chopped it off. And then also, I was saying, and because if you're Muslim, there's a dress code for women. We implement that, and any woman who comes and visits our folk start, they must dress like that. And we will have borders because I said we are going to take Waterfront, Kaap, Central Cape Town, and Woodstock. So it's a big area, right? So we will have borders. Anyone who wants to come, they must have a visa.
We take the whole Western Cape for that matter.
Yeah, we could, yes, because coloreds, we are the majority in that area.
Exactly.
Exactly. And we're not independent. We are just a false start. So we are still under the South African government, but we have our own little false start like Orania, where we can also have within that we have our own government. Yeah, someone says this shows that the other group doesn't want integration. Yes, they don't want integration. But that's why you guys, whenever people start talking, you see Rads was on here talking. That's why I had to mute him because he was going off track. They keep standing up for Orania. They do not see how bad it will be.
No, we have a topic, allow more people to come in your platform, let they talk about it, and instead of this is not my thinking. Instead of typing.
See, so someone is saying here, is this a racist platform? So because this person here, you just came in, so you don't know what we are talking about. You are late to the party. The party is going to end in 3 minutes. You're late to the party, so you don't know the full scenario. So somebody here in the chat, you'll just bring him up to speed. Yeah, if you come late to the party, all the sweets are finished. Sorry. We ate all the sweets, all the cake, nothing now for you. You can help sweep.
If this topic is going about you, I know you will get people like that. Is this a racist platform? It's not a racist platform. We're just discussing it.
Yes. And what we are discussing, it's serious things because people don't understand the implication. You let Orania slide. It's setting a precedent for other communities to do the same thing. Tomorrow, the Pedis will start with their thing. Then the Indians will have a whole little India. The whole Durban will be India. Then the Chinese, then Cyril Dean in Johannesburg. And once the Chinese take over, we can all say goodbye to our South Africa.
But remember now, Orania is not the only place. Now there's a 1 year in Pretoria also, which they call a Kleinmond, something like that.
Yes, exactly. You see how it's growing. Exactly. And what is worse is this. It just shows also the level of corruption with our politicians because they are leaving it. The ANC is letting it slide. They know our constitution. They know it's against the law, and they're doing nothing about it. That's why I say some Burki is paying them a lot of money.
Exactly.
Only EFF is doing something about it. EFF is the only party that is doing the right thing. All the others are.
The only problem I have with Malema is talking about it. Malema he got points, he got things on point, but the only problem is he allowed the foreigners to come in here. That's the only problem. Yeah, no, I have a lot of issues with Malema. But if he's right about things. You know what I mean? I have problems with all the politicians, but if there's something that is right, I will say it's right. And in this case, he is the only one that is doing the right thing. Yeah.
Check some of okay, this one says maybe they are getting paid funding for being on their own and pushing this wrong narrative. Probably. They should be cancelled with immediate effect. I agree. I think South Africans are focused on other things than this, it will be our detriment. That's true. And like I said, I am not against Orania per se, like them wanting to preserve their culture. All that is fine. What I'm saying is they just cannot be racially exclusive. That's all. It's
Yeah.
just because they have that rule. That is not right. I don't care. They can live there, do whatever that's fine, but do not be not racially exclusive in South Africa.
As long there's law and order.
Yes, because the thing is, even if they say anyone can come stay here, I can tell you now, no non-white is gonna go stay there. Where
Exactly.
you see us there in the bush, there working in the fields with them, please. That's not our style. You know what I mean? Because we won't do that. It's just, and even if people do, there'll be maybe one or two, like maybe someone want to be a nanny or maybe
Yeah,
work on
exactly.
a farm,
Gardening,
but to go
whatever.
and stay, I mean, that area that they are in, is droog.
Droog, ja.
Is
Hy
droog.
is nie.
Waar gaan ons daar nie?
Droog.
Nee, asseblief, is lekker hier by die see.
Ja. Jy moet nou die top, ek weet nie wanneer, hoe laat gaan jy af?
Nee, ek gaan nou af, nog 1 minuut. Okay, this
Ja,
one
maar dan
says,
gaan jy hier opkom. Oh, ek weet nie. Ek vra
Ja.
maar net ek gaan jou follow, né?
okay, dankie, Clive, right? Okay, yeah, you follow for my, I'm gonna read these last messages and then I'm gonna close off everybody, okay? Okay,
Ja, maar dan
thanks.
moet jy nog weer iets soos die op hê.
Thank you.
Die mense in die boks kan kom.
Ja, nee,
Dankie man.
ek moet daar klaarmaak. Okay, see you, Clive. Okay, someone here says it's like hostile takeover on a hush-hush. True. Celeste, what are you talking about? Oh, we already done talking. I'm so sorry. But this video will be on my YouTube channel, Celeste, this and that. It will be not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. It will be up, or maybe late tomorrow, so you can go and watch it. It's about Cape Town false start. Okay, right, everybody. I have to go, but thanks. As usual, you guys. I had a great time with you guys. You guys know how to ask questions and how to contribute to the conversation. And sorry, I had to mute a few people because they were rude, and I had to. Reds is my guy, but he was going too much off topic, and I need to stay. You all know me, those who follow me all the time. Yes, please join next time again. You know me, because we are talking about this topic. We have to stick to this topic. When we get to those other topics, then we will talk about it. Okay? I need to, because I have to moderate as well. Okay, so that we stay on track. So anyway, to our folk start. What's it called? It's either Dalla Fontaine Eerste Lanto. Huriguaco. Yeah, okay. Cheers. See you all next live stream.